What's by Ford that it starts with the E and ends with an R? Well, of course you already know because you clicked on this video, the Explorer. So if you're in the market, here's everything that you need to know about this American-sized family SUV. Now, in case you don't know, Autopilot is a series where I use the car day to day under daily use for one whole week, and I share everything there is to know about the ownership experience of that vehicle. So if you're doing research right now, you're debating which vehicle to get, and you want to find out more on how it's like owning this car to make sure this is the right vehicle for you, because let's be real, purchasing a vehicle is a big deal. And you want to make sure you're getting the right one. So if you're in the market or just curious to find out more about this 2020 Ford Explorer, here's all the pros and cons living with this SUV. Now, the vehicle that Ford lent us for one whole week is the Ford Explorer Hybrid Limited. Hybrid configuration, for my understanding, is only available on the limited trim model and is equipped with a 3.3 liter V6 that puts out with the combination with the hybrid 318 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. With all that power, this does have a tow hitch, as it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And under real world situations, performance wise, it drives like your typical modern day SUV. Nothing that impressive. If you're looking for something that has a quicker acceleration rate, I would recommend checking out or test driving the ST version of the 2020 Explorer. Because although this one's equipped with a 10-speed automatic transmission that can be controlled with the paddle shifters on the wheel, Motor Trend reported this thing to be able to accelerate 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds. In other words, it drives like your typical SUVs. But if you're looking for something quicker, again, that ST trim level is also available, as that one actually has a smaller 3.0 liter V6, but it is twin turboed and can do 0 to 60 in 5.5. according to Motor Trend again. Handling wise for this SUV, there's very little body roll. The body structure is extremely sturdy, and under the hood, this actually does have an engine strut. That's awesome. That's like a little goodie upgrade free of charge. But a corny thing I found about this vehicle, when you pop open the hood, there's no latch that you have to reach underneath. The way it opens up, it's unlike any vehicle that I have seen. When you pull the lever, you actually have to pull it twice in order for the hood to actually pop up all the way, and then you can bring it up. This again is the first time I've seen this on any vehicle. And then the exterior on the car, like all modern Ford vehicles nowadays, the headlights are all LEDs, including the fog lamps, with automatic high beams. And when driving at night, these lights are really bright. There is front and rear sensors, as well as a 360 camera. There is a padlock on the side, and you want to leave your car keys inside the car. As long as you remember that combination, you can leave the keys in there and just enter the PIN code to unlock your vehicle. Since this is the limited model, this does have remote start, as well as hands-free tailgate lift, which is really helpful, especially when you have your hands full. As long as your vehicle is unlocked, just do this with your leg and the tailgate will open up. And then there is a button here that you can press to close the tailgate automatically. Automatic foldable mirrors is also equipped with this SUV. As soon as you lock the vehicle, the mirrors will fold in. You also got automatic wiper sensors, and since it can tow, it also has trailer control. Dual very chromy exhaust tips on the back for the limited model, and you also get premium 20-inch wheels. The color on this Explorer is called the Atlas Blue. So with the 310A group, which is like a tech package, this vehicle, although it's not talked about as much, actually has level 2 autopilot. But Ford likes to call this Ford Copilot 360 because it has all the goodies like blind spot detection, lane keep assist, collision warning, adaptive cruise control for stop and go traffic. And when you combine all that together, the car can indeed drive by itself when engaged. And from my personal experience from driving Teslas, Nissans, with this very similar feature, it actually performs very well. In traffic, this is perfect. But when this is engaged, you have to keep your hand still on the wheel, because every 15 seconds, the vehicle needs to sense that you're still putting your hand on the wheel, because if you don't, it's gonna beep at you and it's gonna disable it until you reach your destination and turn on the vehicle again. But again, to the most part, it was able to handle stop and go traffic very well. If the SUV gets cut off, the vehicle will see that and immediately react appropriately. So if you do a lot of traffic driving, you can let the car do its thing. Now inside the car, our model is equipped with a third row seat, which can be automatically folded up and fold down by a single push of the button back here. And right underneath, you also got some understorage. The center seats are like captain seats. They're fully adjustable with separate armrests, and the cup holders are in the center. There's a full-size home outlet back here, and these center seats are also heated seats as well. Just these aren't ventilated. There's also USB ports back here to keep your kids entertained, and this one is equipped with the twin panel moonroof that's controlled by the driver's side. So this moonroof goes from the center seat all the way up to the driver's side. There is these little manual, I forgot the name, but these manual window blinders that you can just simply manually raise up and lower down. And then in the driver's side, we have an 8-inch Sync 3 for the infotainment system. There's a larger 10.1 display available, but it's only standard for the Platinum and the ST trim models. But there's no software differences, they're both Sync 3. But these displays still support Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. But the Fords with that larger screen, I noticed, lose this little extra storage right here. But in the driver's side, there's a ton of storage where you could leave a bunch of stuff. And on the passenger side, you have this little cool cubby, right? And then there's also additional storage, of course, inside the center console and the glove box. There is a special mount right above the cup holders where you can actually store your phone. And opening up this little storage compartment, you have not only a USB-C port, but your standard typical USB-A port, which both of them support data transfer, so music and stuff like that. And there's a ton of storage here as well. But when you close this little cubby, there's a little hole right here where you can run some cables through. And something pretty cool, if you forget your cables and you need to charge your smartphone or any other device that supports wireless charging, there's a little wireless charging pad right here where you can rest your phone. Or let's put some AirPods in there with wireless charging support, and you could just allow the device to charge like that. Now at night, there is an ambient mode you can enable, which you have these color selections to choose from. Other important knickknacks I'm pretty sure a lot of people would like to know. Yes, you do have full-size sun visors with mirror and LEDs. You have a sunglasses holder right here. Normal vents for the driver and passenger side where you can actually close and open, even in the back seats. And the side here is your heated seat control, your cool ventilated seats, and the heated steering wheel. And then the overall trim quality. They're actually using high trim level stuff. Like for example, the silver piece, that's not plastic painted to look like aluminum. That actually is colored aluminum because when you touch it, it's code. And then the wooden texture right here, I don't want to call it real wood, but it's a different type of plastic that actually does feel like it's some kind of wood material. It's really not though. It's pretty cool, but it's the smallest details. And then the doors, you also have some leather and stuff like that. And then this aluminum panel also continues to the steering wheel as well as the door panel. And right here, you can also see that the premium sound system that Ford is using is no longer Sony, it's BMOs. And in my opinion, sounds good, perfect for hip hop. They definitely do shake the car up a bit, but in my opinion, I would still probably consider replacing the stereo system with larger subs or something. It needs more kick, in my opinion, but it's definitely doable. So driving experience, although this is the rear-wheel drive model, there is a rough terrain mode you can select. Not only that, there is different modes you can select from. You have tow, normal, eco, to really maximize your MPG. And if you enable sport while you're driving, the engine's gonna be consistently running. Because in the other modes, since this is a hybrid vehicle, it will turn off the engine when it's appropriate to, and we'll switch to electric drive to maximize your MPG. And the transition from the engine shut off to the electric drive, it's smooth to the most part. Whenever you're driving at low speeds or just cruising along, it will just randomly cut off. You don't notice it. The only time you really notice it, whenever you're at a stop sign and you apply a little bit too much gas to accelerate a little bit quicker, that's when you notice the engine immediately turning on and you hear the combustion engine sound, and that's when you really notice that the engine engaged again. But it's not really that distracting. That would cause me to have to switch this to sport mode in order to disable this. And then the gear selector is this weird rotating knob, and you have an electric handbrake, and here's your traction control. And then during my time of daily driving this thing for one whole week, I've been averaging about 25 miles per gallon. This is with the mixture of city and highway. About 45% highway and the rest city. Now, although the seats are fully adjustable with memory seating as well, the ride height to this SUV is equivalent to like a sedan, maybe slightly taller. But if you're looking for a vehicle that's a little bit higher, like an SUV with actual ground clearance with a taller ride height, and I'll look elsewhere. But if you prefer this ride height, then this is a good SUV because it's not too tall. So this is a personal preference. But all in all, I mean, this is a great SUV, perfect for a family that doesn't want a minivan. They prefer a utility vehicle. The Explorer is a good choice. Now, the starting price for a new Explorer is $36,000. This one in particular, with all the specs, is about $55,000. But once again, if you want something sportier, I would highly advise to go ahead and test drive the ST. But if you don't care about performance, you just want a more efficient hybrid SUV with plenty of room for you and your family, with capabilities to tow a boat like this image back here, that's also small and compact and easy to park in the city and perfect for traffic driving with a ton of storage in the back still, then this SUV might be right for you. But there we have it. That is my experience with the 2020 Ford Explorer. Limited Hybrid. It's a pretty cool car, has all the bells and whistles. Although I don't like how it grades you each and every time when you brake. Yeah, you heard me. Every time when you slow down or stop at a stop sign or a stoplight, it will actually grade you upon your de-accelerating. Yeah, I'm sure you could disable this, but since this is a hybrid, this is technically how it recharges to give you a better MPG. So all in all, that's my experience with the 2020 Ford Explorer. If you want to check out other vehicles that I featured on this Autopilot series, you could click on this video right here for that playlist. And if you're curious, you want to find out what does the Model X have to offer, I also went ahead and reviewed that right there. Anyway folks, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.